I'm reviewing Doom Troopers for Sega Genesis / Megadrive. The reason I've not got the light on is because when I put the light on, people say that the flashing doesn't make the video any good, so I just thought I'd do it in the dark. But about the game Doom Troopers, this is a Megadrive version. They did it also, so it was also released on Super Nintendo, but it's virtually the same game. I've got that version too, but I prefer this version, the Megadrive version. And out of both versions, the Megadrive version and this version is easier than the SNES one. The SNES version is way harder. I beat both versions, but I prefer this version. It seems more fun. But both the same, apart from graphics and maybe a little bit of style difference. Not really any difference. Same bosses, same end. But part of the game is you can control one or two characters. I prefer the first character as your default character, but I've also played the other character too. I forget the names, but I've beat the game loads and loads of times. I've had the game for many years. I've had this game for about 15 years. For me, a lot go on that the difficulty is hard, but I beat on all three difficulties. There's Wimp, there's Trooper, I think, the middle difficulty, and Brutal. I beat on Brutal both characters, but that's the furthest difficulty. But normally when I play the game, I just play it on Wimp, because it can be a difficult game. But I beat on all three difficulties. I just play it on Wimp normally, because the problem is, even though you've beat on the hardest difficulty, the ending is just the same. It just says the end for now. It's not like other games where if you beat on the hardest difficulty, you get an extra bonus ending. It's not the case with this game. It's not the case. So I just play it on Wimp normally. Now I play it now to have an easier time. But you hear a lot bang on this game saying it's a really difficult game. I mean, it's hard, but there's harder games than this. I mean, but a lot seem to struggle with this game and can't get through it. But maybe I like this game. I give it a 7 out of 10. But a lot of people say it's a bad game. I mean, they're just not giving it a chance, I feel. And people who say it's impossible, I mean, it's not impossible as long as you know what you're doing. I mean, it can be frustrating, like, if you don't know what you're doing. But I've grew up with a game, you see, so maybe I have a soft spot for it. I don't think it's hard for that reason, because I grew up with a game. I had it since I was in my early 20s. I bought an off eBay all them years ago. But yeah, I beat the game loads and loads of times. I'm definitely going to play it again. It's a fun game. I mean, doesn't matter which character you control out of the two. It's the same path, same plot. You fight the same bosses. You kill. Maybe one bad thing about the game is it's the same enemies you fight, the same robot enemies. One, an aggressive enemy always comes at you, and others that you can shoot and have their head chops, that you can chop their head off and decapitate them and finish them off that way. And you've got to kill them, otherwise they can still attack you and hurt you. They're the only enemies in the game, and the bosses are. There's 4 bosses. The last boss is obviously the hardest. I don't know who he's supposed to be. At the start, it looks like a robber with a red mask, and then no, first he has his helmet on, I think, from memory, and then when you've done enough damage, it shows he looks like a robber with a red mask on. He's not, but he looks like that. I don't know who the final boss is supposed to be. He's obviously the hardest boss in the game. That's the 4th and final boss. The first boss is a skeleton boss that spews on you. You've got to hit him with a bone, and you've got to do it quick before, because he throws up, and you can drown, and he's sick, basically. He throws up, he goes like that, and you've got to finish him off by throwing a bone at him. He slings at you with your gun before you drown, and he's sick, basically. Kind of gross, in it. But it's not really an hard skeleton boss. It's pretty easy. And the second boss, I don't know if the second boss is where he throws a missile at you, whatever it is, and you've got to keep shooting at it and damage him with it instead, and you avoid getting it. That boss isn't too difficult, as long as you move about. And the third boss is, I don't know, it's a red-looking monster dude, beast-looking, red-coloured enemy boss, I suppose. But you've got to keep shooting, and when he shoots at you, just jump and keep getting out of the way and keep shooting at him from far, and just avoid the missiles when they start landing on the ground or whatever they are. It's in snow level. It's not really hard as long as you move about. And as I said, the 4th boss is the final boss I've already mentioned. It looks like a robber with a red mask when you do enough damage to him. And then when you beat him, you beat the game. both endings are the same, whichever character you pick, and on any difficulty. It's the same boss. It's the same ending, I'm sorry. So it don't matter what difficulty you play. But yeah, not really else I can say. I've reviewed the game. I've explained this plot. The point of the game is apparently to save humanity. I don't have the manual, so I don't know, but it says it in the title screen, so I'm guessing that's the case. But I recommend this version. I recommend you stay away from the Super Nintendo version because that version has problems. It's not the hardest, it's harder, but that's not the biggest flaw for me. I beat that version all the time, so I just think this version is more fun. That version has hit detection and it's slower, and this version is more fast paced and better. So this version is better. I give this version a 7 out of 10. And I give the SNES version a 5 out of 10, but this version is way better. I may review the SNES version later down the line, but I don't like that version as much. This version is better. This version is like I said, 7 out of 10. This is a version you should play. You should have, and you should play more than a Super Nintendo version. Just my opinion. But give this version a 7 out of 10. This game a 7 out of 10. I may review the SNES version, but be warned it'll get more negative reviews than this one. This version is way better. This version is a 7 out of 10 Doom Troopers. Doom Troopers. Thanks for watching.